I had this thing found once before. I found it, boys! It's right here. You can see it visually. You don't need special tools. Uh, heck with it. We don't need to mark it or anything. I'm just gonna skip all the chalk instructions. I forgot to grab chalk. Okay, it's sanded. Now, we got some rubber glue here. Of course, the cap is not busted through. Luckily, I got a bunch of random crap in arm's reach. I should be able to use this screw. Ah! Oh my gosh! Just sprayed all over me! Why was it under so much pressure? I was planning to use gloves for this, but it's already all over me, so whatever. Alright, so we're supposed to wait a couple minutes. And then we're supposed to put the patch on. Uh... Ooh! Got some scissors right here. I want 2 patches. Let me just focus on this then. I thought about just cleaning my hands off, but this is all time sensitive. Has it been 2 minutes? I think it's been about 2 minutes. I gotta keep it moving here. Uh... Use the back of the scissors as a sharp edge, or as a pressing medium. You want to press it in real good. Wait, he said 5 minutes for it to tack up, right? Dak nabbit. Well, no, we probably did 3.5 minutes. I think we're okay. Alright. Alright, I want to do a second patch next to the first one, overlapping onto the first one. Okay. Uh... Alright, we'll let that fully tack up, like 5 minutes or whatever. Clean off my hand. See, there was like a rub mark creating an abrasive resulting kind of groove. And it was all chopped up and not smooth and kind of dug out in the rubber. and at the deepest part of that was an actual hole. It was about zero point 0.8 millimeters in diameter, and it was circular. But the gash was about 1 and 7/8 going at a diagonal here. So the patches I ordered need to be placed 2 to cover the whole gash. Now we already covered that pinhole leak, but I want to cover the whole gash to strengthen that entire gash before some other part of the gash turns into a little hole as well from stretching and normal use, and possibly further abrasive action on whatever might have caused that slice. But it might have been caused during the original installation years ago. I don't know how it got there. Or maybe a little rock got between the tire and the tube somehow at some point. So I gotta make sure to blow out and wipe out the tire so that there's no risk of that happening again. Alright, so you peel off the aluminum and then... Well, I don't even think it's been 5 minutes yet. He said 5 minutes, very thin coat of glue. And then you wait 2 minutes before you peel off the plastic backing. I'm just trying to follow that rough. I didn't set a timer or anything. I think it should look visually not so wet anymore. If this glue works anything like PVC rubber gluing, it actually will break down the two components and melt them, and then they become one at the molecular level. So that 5 minutes is allowing the glue to have time to break down the bike's rubber. I'm surprised they don't want you to put rubber glue on both the patch and the tire, but there was no mention of that. I think even the sanding it is just meant to roughen the surface in order to increase the surface area of what the glue contacts and give more rubber for the glue to break down chemically, turning it into a melty ooze. So it's not actually glue that's gluing the two things. The glue is more of a breakdown substance that breaks down the patch and the rubber, which then when they harden as the solvent wears off, they're one molecularly because they were broken down and remerged. Kind of like welding. It's not glue holding it together, it's actually merging the two materials. And in welding, you melt two metals, as opposed to soldering or brazing, where the actual solder or braze holds together the two metals. Welding, you actually melt the two metals, and they join and become one. And I believe this is one of those join and become one scenarios here. Alright, so I think it helps to press it real hard. I'm using my fingers as a backing this time, and the back of the scissors to just really drive it in to that glue. I tried to peel the plastic away too soon, I think, last time. I want to let more time for the solvent to be aired off, and then remove the top plastic, because the top plastic is stuck pretty hard to the patch, and I peeled up the edges of the patch a little bit as I tried to remove the top plastic last time. So I want to give plenty of time for that glue to tack up and for the patch to become one before I peel off the top plastic, so that the top plastic does not damage one of the edge seals, because the edges are probably the most important part to be held in real good. Alright, I pressed the heck out of it. So now we gotta wait a couple minutes and then we can peel off the top plastic. And at that point, see, I don't believe there's going to be multiple holes. It was a slow leak to begin with, so I don't believe there would be. So I'm just going to go ahead and reinstall it and blow it up and hope for the best, as opposed to running actual testing, because I can't blow it up without reinstalling it anyway, since it's still, I didn't take the bike tire frame off. It's still on the bike. Showing a little too much leg here. Alright. Oh, it still peeled away the edge. Unbelievable. That's alright. I'll get the plastic off, and then I'm going to glue down the edges again with extra glue. Can't believe that happened to me again, and I waited long this time. So we'll just surround it in glue, and that will cause a real good seal on the edges. So as you can see, we got two patches on there, not just one. Boom, boom. And they're overlapping. Aha! Alright, so the frame hole is right here. That's where, right here. There's a little hole. That's where we got to put this refill nipple. While I'm waiting for that to tack up, I can clean with wet wipes, if I can find my container. I can clean the inside of the rubber tire to make sure there's nothing sharp or abrasive inside it. Even one little rock, I feel, if left inside there during the installation for miles and miles of riding, eventually that rock would rub and work its way through this very soft internal rubber bladder. So I think it's important to really clean out any sand and any debris inside here. And if you felt something sharp, then that would be an indicator also that there's some little metal sticking through that was rubbing against your bladder. So I think feeling around with your hands like this can kind of reveal some stuff if that were the case. But I think that mine was just a matter of whoa, there's a gash in my tire too. What the heck? There's an actual hole right here. Not cool. We'll have to repair that too, I guess. Oh. It's not in the bladder, but it's in the sidewall of the tire. I think that could be just as deadly. I can do this. Okay. I gotta stand up for this.